you go. There's no way. I'm already still burning. So hold me close. Now, baby, I do what I'm told. Still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line. Yeah, you got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing, you're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice. Act like you're surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky high with you, babe. Gotta bring you close to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. Cooler than cold, I'm all in. So load up the dice, so heavy. The way that you
All right, folks, you know you're in for a treat when you hear that tune because it's time for another week of the RecPoker Podcast. I'm so excited to be hosting the show here on Monday night, just like I get to every week, because I've got the best freaking job in the world. My name's Jim Reed. I'm Bluffsterini in the home game and at RecPoker Jim on Twitter. And if you don't know what RecPoker is all about, thanks for tuning in. We are a recreational group of poker players. We love learning the game together, playing together. We help each other get better because it's best to get better together. And we play for fun, but it's more fun when you win. So come join for free over at rec.poker. Or if you want to take your game to the next level, you can try our premium membership for only $15 a month. And if you use the code RecPoker, you get your first month for only $5. But most of what we do here is free. We are a largely volunteer-based organization, which is why I have to thank our sponsors, the Running Aces Hotel, Racetrack, and Casino. I also have to thank all the other members of the Wrecking Crew, because you get used to hearing my voice on Mondays, but I'm just one of the Wrecking Crew members that makes all the magic happen around here. If you want to find out more about me and other members of the Wrecking Crew, please go to rec.poker/crew, or you can just listen up because you're going to meet a few of them right here tonight on the air.
I'm Chris Jones. You can find me 5B5 on Twitter or 5x5 in the PokerStars home game.
My name is Joe Coolis, and you can find me on Twitter at JoeCoolPhD, cool with a K, and at Elvita11 in the home game.
And I'm John Somsky, Poker Geek MN everywhere.
And I'm Rob Washam, and I'm Rabman50, just about everywhere.
And I'm so excited. Every time we get a new premium member, my face lights up. I get a little email from the website saying that some new people have given it a try. I want to thank Dean Campbell for trying us out over the last little while. Dean's a fun player to follow on Twitter. Ken Patchy, he's also been a guest here in the podcast a couple times recently, and I think he's already won a prize for being in the YouTube chat. So I'll just remind all our listeners, it's free, like so many things we do here at RecPoker, to come to the podcast recording live on YouTube every Monday night at 7:30 Eastern. And you can win a prize. It's a free roll. You're going to win either a free month of premium membership at RecPoker or a month at pokercoaching.com, Range Trainer Pro, the Poker Forge. Oh God, Learn Pro Poker. I think I'm missing one. This is so embarrassing. We've got so many great partners. What a good problem to have, right? But people know that recreational poker players are the lifeblood of the industry, and that's why all the best poker sites out there like working with us here at RecPoker, because we can be the platform that you can use to thrust yourself into the next level of the poker world. Yes, Solve for Why is another fantastic example. Thanks, John Somsky. So, folks, thank you for joining us here on the show. If you're in the YouTube chat, you're going to have a chance to win some prizes at the end by typing the words food bank in, but don't just yet. So we're going to be doing a few of these. This is going to be a slightly different episode than usual. Over the last little while, Kim Kilroy, Pet Vet, some of you may know her, regular listeners here. Kim's been a Wrecking Crew member for a couple of years now, and she's been doing this fantastic series of interviews based around poker empowerment. Kim's been running a monthly poker empowerment group, and she's been interviewing fantastic people from around the poker world with an emphasis on making the poker table, the poker room, the poker game a more comfortable place for everyone to play. So we're actually going to air an interview that she had with Xuan Liu a little while ago. The interview is from a little bit ago, but the material is just as relevant today. We've already shared this interview with a lot of our RecPoker members because these videos were originally intended just for RecPoker members so that we can put our heads together on how we can make the poker world a better place, but they're just too good not to share them with the rest of the world. So we're going to be splicing them into a few podcasts over the next few months, and I hope folks get to enjoy that as much as we have here. So we're going to talk about some upcoming events. If you're listening to this live, it's not too late. You can join the Go for the Gold, the very first annual Go for the Gold RecPoker home game tournament that's in 48 hours. I'm getting all tingly with anticipation just thinking about it. I know I'm one of only 36 silver pin holders, asterisk, that gets to compete for the very first gold pin. That's going to be happening in a couple days. We've also got this weekend, I'm going to be leading a study group based on the Learn Pro Poker material that we have every month. On Thursday night, it's Joe Koulis's very first poker psyop session, which is going to be a lot of fun. We've also got Eric Jin's Play, Explain, and Learn back on Thursday nights. So I hope folks get to enjoy that. Those are just for premium members, but there is a lot going on over here. Folks, head on over to rec.poker/events. And you'll see everything that we do here, home games, study groups, all the discussions that we have, the one-on-one sessions, the group sessions. It's a lot. And Rob,
there might even be a book study this week.
In fact, I have it on very good authority that there absolutely will be a book study this week because it's either the first or third Wednesday of the month. And Rob, you guys are chugging along you must be getting pretty close to the end of Matt Matros's The Poker Brain.
And this will probably be the last session that would cover the last few parts of the book. So we're going to be talking about exploiting tendencies.
It sounds important.
Yep, very cool.
Sounds
very
like
cool.
You've been building up to that. That's the part where you kind of deviate from some of the rules of thumb, right?
Yeah, last couple of sessions we've been talking about the exploitative part of GTO. So
nice.
how you can use GTO to exploit your opponent's tendencies. There are tournament situations that you can exploit, and there are specific people that you can exploit. And then there's tendencies that people have that you can exploit. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week.
Sweet. When they feature people to exploit, am I specifically mentioned in the book, or is that more of just an assumption?
As a matter of fact, no.
All right. Thanks to Matt Matros for keeping that on the download. Then I appreciate that. And then the last thing I'll say is next week, if you're listening to this, when it comes out, this episode is going to come out on Friday, April 21st. You've still got a few days to get to the seminar recording, the deep dive recording that Chris Jones runs every month. That's on Monday, the 24th, right after next week's podcast, which is going to be a lot of fun too. We're going to be welcoming Elizabeth Bennett Martin onto the show, longtime RecPoker member and recent winner of the Irish Open Ladies event. And that's not all. She's been on quite a heater And we're very excited to be talking to her about how Rec Poker has really been that springboard that's allowed her to just launch herself into the next level of the poker world, like I was talking about earlier. So I'm very excited to be talking to Elizabeth about that and all the fun that she's been having with her poker friends forever, Kim Kilroy and Stewie. What's
So are
that,
you
John?
taking full credit for her victory? That's what I just heard. I just heard that Jim Reed was the reason that Elizabeth won.
Actually, it's funny. She would be the first to say that she's been good friends with Kim Kilroy and Stu Carriage for a long time. I think they've got quite the poker hive mind going there. Those three, they study a lot, they play a lot, and it just goes to show the value of having a community like this where you can come and brush up against other rec poker. Oh, all sorts of people are about to jump in on me here now. Yeah,
well, no, I was just gonna say some of our members blame you for every one of their losses. So like I guess you got to take credit for some of the wins sometimes. I guess
that's variance, man. I like that. Just roll with it. We're gonna take it. Joe,
I just don't think you should be giving away the collusion of a true hive mind where they can understand each other's cards at the table. I just think that's really just let them be, man. Let them win.
You're right. That's a good point.
Well, and I was just going to say, yeah, they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. They are constantly doing great in our home games and some of the brightest minds that we have here. And despite the fact that you are involved with Rec Poker, they are doing great.
That's right. The typical knife twisting from the wrecking crew here. You're among friends here on the Rec Poker podcast. Well, thanks everybody. So because we are going to be editing in this interview has already occurred. I was part of it. It's an excellent interview. It's not one of those ones that we haven't conducted yet. So I won't be making any guesses about Pulitzer Prize winning efforts or anything like that. But since we're not going to be doing the interview on the show here, folks, why don't you start typing the words food bank into the chat here? I know we probably don't have as many listeners at this moment as we usually do because we're still pretty early in the show, but we can get our raffle going. And all right, so we'll throw to the interview here with Jean-Loup, and then we will start talking about home game results and some other exciting things coming up, and we'll give away some free prizes. So without any further ado, on to the interview. And we're back, folks. I usually have a nice little comment here about how, for all we know, that's the best interview we've ever done. But I really enjoyed it, honestly. I watched this one when it came out because I was one of the people in Kim's poker empowerment group, which was running for quite a while and had a ton of really good interviews with women in poker. And so like I said, we're going to be sharing more of these over the next few months with our listeners. And it's such a great topic to be talking about. She really tapped into some really excellent minds in that part of the poker world. So I think we can all benefit to that. And my thanks to Xuan, of course, for being a great ambassador for the game. Xuan's involved with Poker Power as well, which is one of our friends' organizations over here, one of the organizations that we like to help support. Another great cause for the world of poker. So speaking of great causes, I just want to mention one more time that now more than ever, food insecurity is something that exists on a spectrum. Lots of people are hungry out there. They don't have the means to put food in their stomachs. A great way for you to help your neighbor, to help people in your community, is by contributing either some time, money, or some non-perishable food items to your own local food bank. And if you just Google food banks near me, I'm sure you'll find some great organizations that could benefit from your support. Be like Joe Coolis. Be like Joe Coolis and make some contributions to your local food bank. It's a great way to make the world a better place right in your own backyard. So, John, why don't you take us through some recent home game results, and then we can tease anything else that's coming up that we're excited about and roll on out of here in record time.
Well, we started off, we had on April 12th, our Mixed Game Championship Series. And Fatigue Fall, Danny Wood won their very first Rec Poker event ever.
Amazing.
And I don't know that it was the first that they played, but the first that they won. And of course, it was the Mixed Game Championship Series.
Oh, that's so cool. So Danny's one of these players who he got started by tuning into the podcast. And he had a great time the first week he was here. I think Danny's Australian, I know, and we had an Australian guest on that got him interested. He joined for free. He won a free month of RecPoker Premium. He's been getting more involved here. He won another month somewhere else. I still have to email him back with the details for that prize, actually. Sorry, Danny. But this is great. This is what, come join for free. Come join for free. And all of a sudden, you're getting all these free training opportunities. You're winning the home game club. That warms my heart. Congratulations, Danny. Way to go.
And then we had Ship and Flick Breck, Driscoll.
Nice.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say, huh?
I think we need an explicit tag now for this episode, don't we?
Won the daily TOC tournament, earning a coveted silver pin.
So, John, do they then qualify? Did they sneak in under the wire? Did they just pull the rug out from underneath you? And
they did qualify for the Go for the Gold tournament on the 19th. As a matter of fact, I was getting ready. I typed in the chat saying, "Hey, you just qualified for this. Be sure to go sign up here." Then I went over, logged into PokerStars, and they had already beaten me to it. They were well aware that this gave them the rights to play in the Gold for Gold, had signed up for the tournament, and I approved him, and he'll be running for the gold.
All right, way to go, Luke. Congratulations, man. It's gonna be fun. Oh, he's in the chat tonight. Ship and Flipwreck. I gotta say, I just love that username. There's something about just the cadence of it that makes me smile every time. Congratulations, Luke, and good luck on Wednesday. But I'm coming. I want that gold. I want that gold so bad. I want to be the first person to ever win a RecPoker Gold pin. So I'm bringing my A game, brother. Bring it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I want it officially known he stole my spot.
That's right. Yeah, it was. You were very clear.
Right. It wasn't that I didn't play well. I'm sure it was just that he stole my spot. Then on April 10th, Hawsy08 got his second nightly victory for the year. Shark Slayer 21, Lucky Haws, got his first nightly victory for the year.
Family resemblance there. I think those two are related.
I believe that is true.
No,
and then Dandy Res G got Daniel A got his third nightly victory for the year.
Nice.
And just to have more tongue twisters, Ship and Flip Breck, Luke O'Driscoll got his third nightly victory for the year.
Whoa, big week for Luke.
And then K-Poker wannabe Ron Payton got his second nightly victory for the year. Then K-Poker wannabe Ron Payton won the daily mixed event. That's two events, same evening.
Okay, Ron. Now, Ron, I do know Ron is a friend of Kim and Elizabeth and Stu's. So it's no surprise that they've been cooking up in the lab and coming up with some great poker strategy. Congratulations, Ron.
Well, yeah, this is Ron's 12th and 13th lifetime victories for RecPoker. So getting up there.
Yeah, just because he's chatty at the table doesn't mean he's not paying attention to how to take your chips away, folks. You've been warned.
Osloburger, Tron Vidar Stensby got his first international victory for the year.
Amazing.
Jasper Jr., Pat Barry, got his first international victory for the year. And Poker Geek man John Somsky won the daily LPP event, so he can contact Jim at rec.poker for his free month at Learn Pro Poker.
Yes, sir. Please do send me that email, Jim at rec.poker. I want to unlock all the secrets of Ryan LaPlante and Learn Pro Poker and make them available to you. And if you win that Sunday night tournament, it's free to enter, but you win a free month at LPP. So don't hesitate to reach out and send that email. Chris, did you have something there?
Well, are you sure he has that email? I mean, I don't even think you caught who won that. Did you catch who won that?
I didn't. I wasn't. I was drawing up I have a. Was it John?
It was John.
I saw that on Discord. Oh, I forgot. I was pulling up the international lobby. John, you got me going on this because I was playing in the international series myself this weekend. Congratulations, John, by the way. I do get kind of used to these. But I was just pulling up. I took a screenshot of the lobby, and I had to find it on my desktop. And we're recording live right now, so I had to kind of pay more attention to pulling up the screenshot to the podcast for a second. But John had this fantastic idea. Well, I'm not sure if it was his idea. We're going to give John credit for this idea. Having these international series of home games at different time zones, because at 9 o'clock Eastern is not always a convenient time for people overseas to play. And so, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, we started adding these Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon tournaments. And I was playing in one of them on the weekend. And I was just so pleased. We always get a bunch of American and Canadian players, but this one, we had one from Norway, one from Turkey, one from Germany, one from New Zealand. I don't even recognize what this flag is. But we're actually getting a bunch of international players playing in these morning and afternoon international home game series. So it's so great to see that. And again, just kudos to John Somsky, not only for his win that I was totally paying attention for, but also just for all the work he does here to make the home game club as exciting and fun as it is. And for literally bringing this game worldwide. We've got members from, most continents. It's really exciting.
Well, I do want to apologize to people too. You may have noticed that there have been if you subscribe to the emails for the home game clubs, there have been a lot of cancellations. PokerStars has recently updated how their home game clubs work. I no longer can cancel an entire series. So somehow the March series doesn't have the right end date. So it's keeping going on. So I have to, as every tournament starts, I have to cancel the next one. It's currently out somewhere in June or so, but I don't know. By default it goes until 2024. So I think for the next year I'll be canceling this month. Hopefully it doesn't continue for the future ones, or they update the software to let me cancel an entire series. But in the meantime, I do apologize. I've made a few more mistakes than usual too, getting used to the new interface. And I will just make mistakes because I'm me. So I apologize.
John, that's funny. I had noticed an unusually high number of emails from the PokerStars home game club about canceled and rescheduled tournaments. So that does shed some light. Is there a way, I guess I should ask, in case listeners were equally bombarded, is there a way to unsubscribe to those emails? Do you know, is that something?
If you go to the home game club, on the members page, you can say you don't want to see responses from that club.
Okay, burying the lead. There we go. That's awesome.
If you don't care about those emails, you can get rid of those emails without exiting the club.
Okay, fantastic. And folks, you should know, so we've gotten into a bit of a groove here with these home games. Every single night at 9 p.m., there's no limit home game. On Saturdays at 9 p.m., this is all Eastern time. On Saturdays at 9 p.m., there's a mixed game. On Saturday at 9 a.m., there's an international series. On Saturdays at 3 p.m., there's an international series. And then on the first and second Wednesday of the month, there's the No Limit Hold'em and the Mixed Game Player of the Year race. So don't worry if you're not getting emails. You can turn off the emails and still very easily predict when the home games will be. They're every night at 9 and a couple extra ones on Saturdays. And if you go to the Rec.Poker homepage, if you just scroll down a bit, you'll see the calendar for this week. And all those yellow events are all home games. And all the blue events are all opportunities to engage, study, talk strategy over Zoom or Twitch or YouTube or something like that with the Wrecking Crew and other premium members or community members there. So I would encourage you to go check out the Home Game Club. And especially if we're going to be getting a lot of emails for the next little while, maybe just take yourself off that list. And if you have any questions about how to do that, again, you can email john@rec.poker, JOHN, the cool way. All right. So so what do we think, Chris? Should we do our roll? I see we did get a few people typing into the food bank raffle here. I see Mary. Oh, hold on. It's Kim Kilroy herself. She's coming in here to the chat.
Coming in.
So while we're waiting for Kim to load up here, I see Mary, Rob, Jack, and Luke. Is that what you see there, Chris?
That is exactly what I see.
Okay, perfect. So why don't while Kim's getting connected here, why don't you work your magic nerdy dice, and we'll see
right.
who the winner's going to be. Have we still no ISO cam, eh? We're still working on the.
Yeah, I know. I need to figure that out, but it's a 3. I feel like that's becoming a little bit of my trend. But when you have when you have 4-sided dice, there aren't that many
it's
options.
Gonna be.
Yeah,
That's true. So Jack LaRue, you're the winner, my friend. Please send me an email, jim@rec.poker, and we'll make sure that you get set up with your prize. It's just that easy, folks. Come join the podcast for free, and you never know what you could win. Kim Kilroy, welcome to the show. We were just actually wrapping up because our guest, we're you and I talked earlier about sharing some of your interviews from the Poker Empowerment Group, and tonight is the very first one with Xuan Liu. And so
Okay.
I wanted to I was going to say you missed the interview, but you definitely did not miss the interview because you were conducting it. It was one of several great ones. I'm really excited about sharing with more of our audience now that the summer's coming up. And yeah, like I say, folks can expect to see a few more of those coming out over the next little while. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've given away some prizes. We've talked about some upcoming events. If anyone's watching along, and if you're a premium member and you're watching in real time, you've got about an hour to go grab a bite to eat, and then you can come back and join us for our forums edition of the podcast. Premium members are always welcome to join us for the forums edition of the podcast. Bring a hand, bring a forum post, something that you'd like to discuss with the Wrecking Crew, and we'll get it on the air and have some fun doing it. So is there anything else that we should cover here, folks, before we get it? Oh, well, we got to talk about the Running Aces poker tournaments coming up. April 26th to 30th is the Running Aces anniversary tournament. That's a $500 buy-in, and there's going to be multiple flights leading into a multiple day event. Again, that starts on April 26th, although I believe there are some qualifiers starting a little earlier. So you've still got some time to make it to that one. And let me see. Anything else before we close this baby out? I don't see anyone jumping in. So, I guess since we are wrapping up the book study with Matt Matros' The Poker Brain, Rob's going to be sending out some polls and chances for people to vote on what the next book will be. So keep an eagle eye on the RecPoker Twitter account for that. And if you have any suggestions, email them in. Email in to rob@rec.poker or post them in our forums so you can join the book club, the book study group here, and have access to all the other documents and images and screenshots and great stuff that we use in the groups here to help make the study groups as great as possible. Okay, well then, without any further ado, I want to thank Xuan Liu again for coming on and sharing some great insights. John Somsky, Kim Kilroy, Rob Washington, Joe Coolis, Chris Jones, Running Aces Hotel, Racetrack, and Casino, and you, the listeners. All right, you're the best. We'll see you next week.